Back to shifting gears. I'm at the family cottage along with several 100,000 mosquitoes, and I thought we'd go for a short ride to talk about how climate change is not an environmental problem. And this is something that really drives me crazy, that we keep calling it an environmental problem. I'm going to give you two reasons. The first is just dynamically, climate change has nothing in common with the other things we call environmental problems. If you study pollution in school, you'd learn that we label things either point source pollution, meaning it comes from a particular spot or location, or non-point source pollution, meaning it comes from a diffuse array of sources. So say a point source problem might be mercury dumping, a pipe dumping mercury into a river. You plug the pipe, you can solve the problem. A diffuse problem might be one where mercury is leaching out of soils all over the watershed around that river. Right? And that's more complicated to solve. Well, climate change is a completely different animal. It's diffuse in source and diffuse in impact, right? So the sources of the problem, greenhouse gas emissions, coming from different activities all over the planet, right? All over the world, being taken by human, and throughout time, right? So it started a long time ago, and we're seeing the legacy of past emissions today, right? And the impacts are going to be felt all over the planet. There's no direct cause and effect. No, you driving your car doesn't directly create a storm somewhere else, but the aggregate sum of all of those activities does affect the climate, right? So completely different than other environmental problems. But the other reason, the second reason that it's not an environmental problem, is that the things that most people worry about when we talk about climate change, they are not about the environment, right? You think about heat waves affecting cities. Think of flooding, driving people out of their homes, fires, driving people out of their homes, infectious diseases, spreading as a result of climate change. These aren't environmental problems, these are human problems, right? And what worries me is by continuously, we've been doing this for decades, mislabeling climate change as an environmental problem, we not only sort of underestimate and misrepresent the impacts, but we underestimate the benefits of the solutions, of all the ways that we can make our lives better if we solve this problem. Right? In the end, climate change isn't about the environment, it's about legacy, it's about the world we leave behind. Greenhouse gas emissions from the past are affecting our weather today, and greenhouse gas emissions we emit today are going to affect the weather in the future. Something like 15 to 40% of the CO2 emitted today is still going to be up there in the atmosphere, warming the planet, affecting people's lives 1,000 years from now. And so that's why I'm really sympathetic to and supportive of all the young people that are out protesting in the streets about climate change, because we are making decisions today that are going to affect their lives for years to come. And I think the mosquitoes and I should probably go in. Thank you.